I had a perfect example of what a man was in my life by my father. My parents has been together for 36, 37 years now, and it's a beautiful thing. I grew up in a 3-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother. And I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch.
Okay, what's the difference?
A woman.
Okay.
A bad bitch is a person who's just, girl, I'm a bad bitch. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part, but I don't act the part.
Okay.
And it's a lot of women who are bad bitches. And I say in a way, not to degrade a woman, but just to go off the aesthetic of what they deem is a boss chick. Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs, right? And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, I'm a boss bitch, like I'm a this, I'm a that, no, baby, like, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
That was just NFL quarterback Cam Newton. He recently appeared on an episode of the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. Shout out to Gamer G for sending this clip in. It's this part of the interview where Cam Newton made these comments. He got them all mad, from the 304s to boss chicks to the beta male simps and the alphabet squad. All of them coming together to defend the modern woman's honor. They are going in on Cam on Twitter. He's getting backlash in the shade room, all on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, sports feminist writers, all of them. And if you saw any of these comments and commentary, well, you would think that Cam was wrong or something. Yeah, we're still here, living in the day where wrong is right and right is... R&B singer Tank tried to stick his neck out and cover a bit, and they came for him too. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates, and if you're new, include new subscriber in your comment below, and I'm going to try my best to respond to all of you. College Park, Georgia and Atlanta. If you're watching from the area, let me know below in the comments.
And I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch.
Okay, what's the difference?
A woman.
Okay.
A bad bitch is a person who's just, girl, I'm a bad bitch. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part, but I don't act the part. And I look the part, but I don't act the part. And I look the part, but I don't act the part. And I look the part, but I don't act the part. I look the part, but I don't act the part. I look the part, but I don't act the part. I look the part, but I don't act the part. I look the part, but I don't act the part.
Look the part, but they're just not it. These days we have a lot of modern women who may look the part, they may talk the part, they may look immaculate on paper. But when you really get in there and look right below the surface, well, you'll see why they're still available.
Okay.
And it's a lot of women who are bad bitches. And I say in a way, not to degrade a woman, but just to go off the aesthetic of what they deem is a boss chick. Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs.
And that right there is why most relationships with modern women, they do not work. If they ever make it down the aisle, they'll be in divorce court in 3 to 5 years, definitely by year 11. Modern women, they weren't built for marriage. And then they have it backwards. They want men and everybody else around them to serve them. So you can forget about them catering to a man. They're just not doing it. That's why they come up with all these conditions. Disingenuous, because even when you have people who meet those conditions, they're still not feminine. So yeah, I've been saying this for the longest. Conditional femininity, the chameleons, tons of videos on it. But these modern women, they look up to boss chicks. They want to be just like them. And here's what these women are telling them.
The thing I promise my people, I may not know how to teach you how to be the best mom and the best wife. I may not teach you how to get married, but we gonna have some money. That's what we gonna have. We may not be the best wife, because I don't know how to be all submissive to them, especially though no king, no man ain't being no king. I'm not gonna tell you to bow down and be submissive to this for real. But I'm gonna tell you how to get some money. Yeah, that's what I promise. I promise my people that I may not know how to teach you how to be a submissive little wife, because I'm not married, and there's a reason why.
Big old boss. What's up, big old boss? No, we got the biggest boss, the biggest boss, because I'm the motherfucking biggest boss too.
Yep, that's who they're mimicking. And like she just told Rick Ross, she's the biggest boss. Did you hear her tell Rick Ross that she was the biggest boss? Then she said that I'm the biggest boss too. But yeah, she's definitely the biggest boss chick. Multi-million-dollar coach, Stormy. She's also a reality star. But this is who they're looking up to. And please tell me, what kind of man can they really be with? They cannot be with a man that's on their level or above, because they are competing to be the man themselves. It can't work. That's why they find themselves in and out of relationships with beta male simps. Even the simps get tired at some point. They get tired of getting yelled at and cursed at. They literally treat every man around them like a poodle. They have to pay them to be with them, pay them to be around them, because they don't want them. Ladies, remember, we are not men. So the same characteristics that you're looking for in a man, men of value are not looking for those same characteristics in you. It's just not the same. You don't get respect by acting like a man.
Right? And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, I'm a boss, like I'm a this, I'm a that. No, baby, like, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
We may not be the best wives, because I don't know how to be all submissive to them, especially no king, no man ain't being no king. I'm not gonna tell you to bow down and be submissive to this for real.
I mean, let's face it, a lot of modern women, they were raised by their mothers who did not teach them anything. There are 30 and 40-year-old millennial women who don't know how to cook and clean. And then you have others who just won't do it. They won't cooperate. A lot of them never even seen their own mothers do it. So yeah, they don't know how to be a woman. They think they just need to go to school and go to work, because that's what their mama told them to do, so they won't have to depend on a man, and so they will never have to submit to a man.
And they go around saying they think it's something to be proud of. I don't cook. They brag on it. Many of our young girls can't boil water, can't boil an egg, can't do anything. And they think that's cute because we don't have mothers in the community anymore as much teaching how to cook.
That's the absolute truth. And because their mother never got a man, you have the mamas in their 40s and 50s now. They're out here trying to compete with their daughters for the same men. The younger women are lost because the older women led them the wrong way. R&B singer Tank tried to join the conversation. He said, for me, and he's allowed a preference. Women do it all the time. That's the kind of woman he wants. A more traditional woman, and there should be nothing wrong with that. Don't you have a preference? They quickly jumped on Tank and they started coming for his manhood. One woman said women submit naturally to providers, but most of y'all can't process basic gender roles. I never understand that part. Will Smith is wealthy, but is his wife submissive? Another one said, if you're really doing what you're supposed to do as a man, you wouldn't even have to say all of that. Check yourself first. And then this one right here had to remind us it's not the 1950s. Ma'am, men wanted cooperative, submissive women in the 1950s, and that's the same for the 2020s. If you want to see the full interview, the link is below. From my understanding, Kim also talked about men, but the part of the interview that went viral was his comments about women. They're upset with him. He's getting a lot of backlash. I didn't see anything wrong with what he said. I agreed 100%. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below. What do you think about all this? Special thank you to Delvon. I appreciate you, Delvon, for your support for the channel, as well as Tyrone W, Robert, Ricardo, Dark Power, and T66. I definitely appreciate all of you. Want to see more content like this? You can support the channel too. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balance analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.
And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, I'm a boss, like I'm a this, I'm a that. No, baby, like, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.